So today's exercise is an all fours setup. So this is just getting you prepared for a few of the exercises we do in this position. This position isn't suitable for everyone. So if you have any wrist, knee issues, this might not work for you. Don't stress, you can do most of these exercises laying down on the floor or standing up if you run into them in class, but it is just a really good position for you to practice if you can. You can come down on your elbows if your wrists are an issue. Grab extra padding for anything you need to, but as always, don't push yourself to pain. We want discomfort, muscles working, but we don't want pain. So for our all fours position, you're making sure that hands come directly underneath your shoulders. So we don't want them out in front, we want them straight underneath the shoulders, so you're giving yourself the best support there. Then the knees, the same, come directly underneath the hips, so they can give the best support there as well. Hand position, I tend to go up on my fists. You can be on the wrists if that's more comfortable. As I said, you can come down to your elbows too if you prefer, so just making sure that the elbows are about shoulder width apart and then pressing down into your forearm as well. So it's not just the elbows, forearms there to help as well. You can also, if you grab like a towel or a cloth or something to roll up so that your wrists can rest onto something, that is also good for your wrists to take a little bit of pressure off there as well. So all fours, basically you're making a nice little table on the top here. So first thing I'm going to do is just relax the shoulders down, bring the chest up nice and proud. So you'll be one of two. Either you'll have very winged scalps, so you'll be dropping your chest towards the floor, or you'll be the opposite, you'll be very curved through the spine, so you're lifting the chest up. We want to find a midpoint here. So sort of difficult, you'll have to sort of suss yourself out on which one you are, but shoulders are down, chest is nice and proud, and you're trying to pull yourself nice and tall. So imagine there's a string on the top of your head pulling yourself out. That's what we're aiming for. So you shouldn't feel yourself pulling up, we shouldn't feel ourselves dipping down. We're trying to get that top spine nice and straight. Then you're sticking your bum out, so we don't want to be curling under, we don't want to be all the way out, we're just nice and straight through the hips there. So you're feeling sort of semi-relaxed through the hips, and then you're sucking your tummy up as much as possible to keep yourself nice and straight. So you're engaging that T-zone. Lift the pelvic floor, tighten across that TA, and you should be able to see here that my spine is basically straight across the top. So it's making a nice little table to rest on, and you should be able to balance something on your back and keep this position while you're doing the exercises. But balance isn't always perfect, that's why we're all here working on our core. So our basic first exercise here I'm going to teach you is just your leg slide. So it's usually beneficial to tuck one knee just slightly into the center, and we're going to work the other knee, lifting weight off that leg without tilting the hips a heap. We're going to inhale, tighten that T-zone, prepare. Exhale, we're going to slide that leg out nice and long without lifting it off the floor, making sure tummy is tight, shoulders are down, chest is proud. Inhale to bring it back. So it's an exhale to extend, and inhale to come back. And muscles might start working really, really hard here. So the aim is not to tilt to that side, so you're opening and lifting that hip. We're trying to keep that completely square, keep the tummy tight, keep the shoulders down. So you want the exact same posture that you had here, out here. And that's not always the easiest thing to do, especially when you're moving. Use that T-zone. It's really, really important for your balance here to use the core. I'm going to try the same thing on the other leg for me. So switch yourself over, find your most comfortable position. Wrists are hurting, as I said, change up your position, come down on your elbows if you need to. Same thing, Balancing on the one leg, lift the other leg up just slightly, so you're just taking the weight out. Try not to tilt a heap. Inhale, tighten everything. Exhale to extend. Come back. Exhale, extend. So shoulders are down, chest is proud, tummy is tight. So we're trying not to feel a lot of movement through the hip. We want to try and keep that as still as possible throughout the exercise. And one side will be much, much better than the other side, but don't stress there. So make sure you can feel that tummy working the whole time. Keep practicing there for me. Again, constantly do your check. So shoulders down, neck is long, tummy's tight, chest is proud. When you're ready, we're going to go into alternating. So instead of just continuously doing one side, we're going to swap over side to side each time. So same exact thing, we're just making it more difficult by throwing your body off. Prepare yourself however you need to. Make sure that posture's perfect. Tighten that tummy as we inhale, prepare. Exhale, extend one leg. Doesn't have to be lift, you're just extending the knee. Inhale, come back. Really focus on tightening that tummy as you swap to the other knee. So as you swap, that's when your core is working harder, so we don't feel a huge wobble side to side, which will get better the more you practice. So you'll see my lovely mummy bod has taken a hit with the balance and the evenness of my sides. So this is much harder than it used to be, but that's okay. Bodies change for so many different reasons. We're working with them. If you're feeling the wrists quite a bit, try and take a little bit of weight out, put the weight back into your knees. It's easy with this one because you're trying to keep the hips still, but you tend to put all of your weight down into your wrists. Try and avoid that, try and keep the weight in your knees. Hands are there for balance. And focus as you swap, engage that tummy, lift that pelvic floor, pull that TA in, and then slide out. So it's not a big, huge elephant stomp as you swap across. It's perfectly still and body's working nice and hard. You're going to feel the glutes, you're going to feel the thighs, tummy, and possibly a lot of your arms working too because they help you keep your balance. Really, really good one for you to practice if you can without any wrist or knee struggles, but I understand it can be really difficult for you if you do have any knee struggles. These ones are great for your balance, as I said, and just to get you more aware of your core actually working when you have to keep that weight balance continuously. So I constantly talk about it when we do our core exercises, but this one really demonstrates to you if you're unstable, particularly on one side more than the other. So please practice in your at-home practice if you're doing any. Start and you will see an improvement within weeks of how you can control your balance, control your weight, and engage that tummy while you do these simple exercises. Great work, guys. That is today's exercise done. Tomorrow we will be doing a few arm exercises. So get those arms ready and I will see you then.